Today marks the beginning of a new lunar cycle. It is a new moon today, our last new moon of the year. And so this is a time where we slow down a little bit. It's introspective. It is a great time to set new intentions to manifest. So we're going to take the first few moments or minutes of practice to blink our eyes closed. And of course, if closing your eyes does not feel comfortable or safe in your body, then simply just bring your gaze at one point so that you can drop in. And then maybe you rest your hands with the palms up as a way to express a little bit more openness. And then simply bring your attention to your breath. So just take these first couple of breath cycles to just arrive here. Just watching the flow of the breath in and out, in and out. And then perhaps as you go a little bit deeper, you might consider what it is that you want to manifest. What intention do you want to bring to the practice and bring to this next cycle? Considering this time where it looks like there's no moon in the sky, it's dark, but it's still there. So much life begins from darkness. So maybe you can plant a little seed and allow it to grow. And then bring your hands together at your heart. Leave a little bit of space between your palms to hold that intention or to hold that seed that you're planting. Breathe all the way in, down into your belly. Let it fill into your ribs and into your chest, across your collarbones. Pause at the top of the breath and then exhale. Let go. And then blink your eyes open. Let your hands tend out to the sides, just a little bit behind the hips so that you can root down into your sit bones, reach up through the crown of your head. And then with your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Look between your palms as they kiss together at the top. And then exhale, hands come through your heart center. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, reach all the way up, stretch long through the side bodies. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good. 1 more time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart. Wonderful. All right, from here, we're just going to rock forward onto hands and knees. And then get yourself set up in just a nice solid tabletop. Spread your fingers wide, press your palms into the earth, shoulders right over the wrists, knees right underneath the hip points, and then just that connection to the earth so you feel that activation through your core. As you inhale, drop your belly low, gaze forward. And then as you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round through the spine, and then we're going to sink back to a child's pose. So just take 2 quiet breaths here, breathing all the way in and all the way out, and all the way in and all the way out. And then inhale, rock forward into your cow pose. Exhale, round through the spine. And then sink back to child's pose for 2 more breaths on your own. So taking these breaths here as this moment of pause, reflection. And then your inhale, you'll rock back up to tabletop, drop the belly low, gaze forward. Exhale, press the ground away, tuck your chin to your chest. And then hips towards the heels, child's pose, 2 more breaths. All right, as you inhale, we're going to rock back up to our tabletop and then exhale to downward facing dog. So just take a few moments here to stretch your way into your down dog, bending your knees generously, feeling the weight in your hands and your feet equally, perhaps rising the heels off of the ground and then softening your heels towards the earth. All right, and then coming into stillness in down dog, we'll just take 3 breaths here. Just on your own, full, wide, deep breaths in and out. So in this time of initiation, there's not a rush to get any place. This is really a place to plant that seed, to set your intention, and then to stay slow and drawn in, allowing whatever it is that you want to manifest in its own time. All right, from here, inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look between your thumbs, and then you're just going to take a walk to the top of the mat. Get your feet right underneath your hips, take a halfway lift, find length. Exhale, soften to the knees, fold forward. And let yourself hang here. Let your head just dangle. You might find a little bit of a sway side to side or front to back. Just really letting your upper body spill over the lower body. And then equally grounding into all 4 corners of the feet, we're just going to slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. So we have a tendency to rush this part. See if you can go as slow as possible here. Letting the shoulders roll forward, up and back. Crown of your head comes up last. Really feel your feet planting into the ground. Feel the crown of your head lifting up to the sky. And just pause here, standing in your full presence. All right, from here, inhale, reach all the way up. Listen, as you exhale, you're going to drop the left hand down and the right arm is going to come over. So really anchor into your right foot, both feet really, but anchor into your right foot as you stretch over to the left with your right fingers. And then inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. As you exhale, bring your hands to a prayer as you step your right foot back to a high crescent. So get your footing first, and then if you choose, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Good. As you exhale, straighten through the left leg, pivot to the right, all 10 toes turn out, heels in, and then exhale, sink into your hips. Your arms are going to come out like cactus, in a cactus position, so in a goddess pose, right? It's a feminine energy when we're thinking about the moon. Good, and then straighten through the legs, arm stretch right to left, kick your heels to the left, bend into your right knee towards the back of your mat, come into warrior two. So soften into it here for a couple of breaths. As I said at the beginning of class, everything's going to happen nice and slowly. Good, and then your front palm is going to flip. As you inhale, we're going to tip back, reverse your warrior. Really anchor into your right knee and your right foot as you find some space from right hip to right fingers. Good, inhale, rise back through warrior two, and then exhale, right elbow to the right thigh, left arm straight up. And then bring the left arm overhead so you've got a nice long line of diagonal energy. From the left foot to the left fingers. Take another breath in. As you exhale, turn towards the back of your mat, frame your right foot with your hands, lower your back knee down. As you inhale, we're going to reach the arms all the way up to the sky for Anjaneyasana. Good. Exhale, hands are going to come down to frame your foot and then straighten through the right leg, right toes go up to the sky for a half splits. So we're going to move in and out through Anjaneya and half splits or Ardha Hanumanasana. So inhale, rock forward, bend into your right knee, arms reach up to the sky. And then exhale, hands come down, straighten through the right leg, right toes go up. One more time, inhale, bend into the right knee, reach up. And exhale, straighten. Good, and then we're gonna stay here and just hold this position. Be really gentle with your hamstrings, it's early. Make sure you're not locked out in your right knee joint. This is why you might want blocks here, so maybe blocks are here to bring the ground a little closer to you underneath each hand. Good, and then you're just gonna inhale to bend into your right knee. Just lift your left foot off of the ground and send it off towards the right side of your mat so you can sit back behind you. So you're gonna take your right knee and place it over your left in a cow face pose or Gomukhasana. If that's too much on your hips, you can just take right shin in front of the left. So feet are out to the sides if you have the knees stacked. And then reach your arms all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, hands are going to come down just in front of you, and then maybe you walk the hands forward. So just go to the degree or fold to the degree that it is agreeable with your body. Letting your body soften in, feeling the stretch in the right hip, a little bit in the left. Good, and then we're going to rock forward. Hands are gonna go in front of you, and then step your left foot back, step your right foot back, come into a high plank. Our first high plank. Knees can always be down. As you exhale, lower all the way to your belly, or you could lower halfway to chaturanga. Breathe into either cobra or upward facing dog, and then exhale, downward facing dog. A couple breaths in down dog, just to reorient yourself. I'll turn you back around, don't worry. All right, from here, the right leg is gonna lift, and then step your right foot behind your left, so crossing at the shins. The weight is gonna shift into your right foot as you bend into your left knee. Press your heart towards your left thigh. Get a little stretch in the shoulders. Good, and then one handprint at a time, we're just gonna walk to the back of the mat with the shins crossed. As you inhale, root down into your feet, reach your arms all the way up to the sky, and then you're gonna catch your right wrist with your left hand, stretch up, and then exhale, reach over to the left. Maybe your gaze is down, or maybe your gaze is up and to the right. As you inhale, come back through the center, exhale to switch the grip. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, lean over to the right, stretching out the left side of the body. Again, gaze can be up or down, whatever feels best in your neck. All right, inhale, reach up to the sky. As you exhale, fold to the ground. Take a halfway lift. And then you're just gonna walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. If you need to bend into your knees, or if you wanna grab your blocks, you could. But otherwise, just bend your knees so you can get a little stretch in that right hip and right side body. Good, and then we'll walk it back through the center. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, bumping your hip a little bit to the left. Good, and then you're gonna lift your heels. Your knees, again, can be as bent as much as you want. And then you're just gonna keep walking your hands to the right to spin yourself and untie your legs. Heels will come down and you come into a forward fold. Good, rise and reach all the way out and up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, hands to heart center, arms to your sides, Tadasana. So just take a moment to let that little sequence sink in. We're gonna do it all on the other side. But just a few quiet breaths here. All right, here we go. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up and over. Inhale, reach both hands all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, hands come to heart center and you step your left foot back. Crescent warrior. So really get your feet how you want them first, and then you can reach the arms up to the sky. There's no rush to get anywhere. Good, and then as you exhale, you're gonna straighten through the right leg, turn to the left, toes out, heels in, cactus shape your arms, bend into the knees. So drop the hips straight down, tailbone drawing down, crown of your head drawing up. Nice, and then straighten through the legs, arms reach right to left, kick your heels to the right, bend into your left knee, warrior two, towards the back of your mat. And then just notice where you're kind of gripping or holding here. Is there a place that you can find to soften, let go of some of the grip, and just sort of find some ease? Flip your front palm, tip back, peaceful warrior. As you reach up and back, really commit to the bend in your left knee without trying to prove anything to anybody. And then on the inhale, rise back up through warrior two. Exhale, left elbow, left knee or thigh, right arm straight up. So you're kind of pressing your hips forward as you lean back a little bit. And then right arm reaches overhead. Notice if you're collapsing into your left shoulder, can you grow out of that? Both side bodies are long. Good, and then as you exhale, turn towards the back of your mat to frame your left foot. Lower your back knee down. And then when you're ready, reach your arms up for Anjaneyasana. So you feel this stretch in the right hip flexor, draw the belly up and in. And then as we exhale, hands come down, straighten through the left leg, left toes go up to the sky. Blocks if you want the support. Moving with our breath for a couple of times. So inhale, rock forward, bend into the knee, lift the arms up. And then exhale, half split, straighten through the left leg. Inhale, rise up, Anjane. And exhale, half splits to hold. All right, inhale, bend into the left knee. Shift your right foot over towards the left side of your mat so you can sit back. And then either left shin over the right or left knee over the right, coming into your cow face pose. Arms out to the sides, reach your arms all the way up. And then exhale, hands come down in front of you, slowly folding just to the degree that it feels safe in your body. And then here for several breaths, just inviting and opening. Good, and then you're going to continue to rock forward so you can step your right foot back and then step your left foot back, plank pose. Any kind of vinyasa here that you would like, or you could go right to downward facing dog. And then several breaths here. Right, anchor into the right foot. Your left leg is going to lift. And then the left foot will step behind the right. So you'll shift the weight into the left foot, bend into the right knee so you can get a stretch in the back of your left calf. Stretching through the shoulders as you let your heart melt towards your right thigh. And then one handprint at a time. Walk the hands back so you're in your cross-legged fold. Pressing into your feet, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. And grab your left wrist with your right hand, stretch up, and then as you exhale, lean over to the right, gazing either up into the left or down into the right. Good, and then bring it back to the center. Use your exhale to switch the grip. Inhale to reach up, and then exhale, lean over to the left, stretch through the right side. Good, and then reach up back through the center as you exhale, fold to the earth. All right, take a halfway lift. Walk your hands to the right side of your mat. Again, bend into your knees as much as you need to make this accessible. So you can stretch through the left hip and the left side body. And then we'll walk hands back through the center and over to the left. And then all you're doing is lifting the heels up and then spinning to the left so you untangle your legs, heels come down and fold into yourself. Rise and reach all the way out and up. And exhale, hands to heart center, arms to your sides, Tadasana. All right, right back where we started. And just take a couple of breaths here to center and ground. All right, we're going to move through a similar sequence, but we're going to change it up a little bit. So reach your arms all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, left hand down, right arm over. And then inhale back through the center, all 10 fingers reach up. As you exhale, hands to heart, step your right foot back, high crescent. Get your footing, arms reach up to the sky. Good, and then straighten through the left leg. Turn all 10 toes to the right, toes out, heels in. Bend your knees, arms come to that cactus position. So you can stay just as you are, or as you exhale, bring the elbows and the forearms together, sort of round through the spine, tuck your chin to your chest, and then inhale to open it up. Maybe the gaze lifts. Feel the shoulder blades draw together. So 2 more times like that if you are doing it. Exhale, draw everything in, connect, and then inhale, open it up. 1 more time, exhale, draw in. Inhale, open up. And then as you exhale, straighten through the legs, arms stretch right to left. Kick your heels to the left, but keep your right leg straight. We're going to reach the right fingers forward as we hike the left hip up. And then right hand is going to come down either to a shin, to the ground, or maybe to a block if you've got it. Left arm is straight up. And then let's reach the left arm overhead so you get that long line of energy. Good, and then turn to look at your right foot. We're going to bend into the right knee as we bring both hands to frame the right foot. This time the back knee is going to stay lifted. So again, if you have blocks, you can put the blocks right underneath your hands. As you inhale, open through the chest and gaze forward. You might get a little stretch in the left hip flexor. And then as you exhale, straighten through the right leg, pyramid variation. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, bend into your right knee, look forward. And then exhale to straighten. 1 more time, bend into the knee, gaze forward. And exhale to straighten and hold. So you might move the blocks a little back a little bit as you fold over your right leg. Good, and then when you're ready, bend into your right knee. You can set the blocks aside if you've got them. You're going to bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk your hands to the left, parallel your feet, take a halfway lift, and then forward fold. If you want to use a block underneath your hands, or 2 blocks underneath your hands, or maybe a block for your head, you can. Think about leaning the weight into the ball mounds of your feet. Good, and then we'll take a halfway lift here. So your hands are right underneath your shoulders. Let your heels come in a little bit, and then bend into your left knee for Skandasana. Right toes go up to the sky. Inhale, move through the center of your mat, and then exhale, bend into the right knee. Left toes go up. Inhale back through the center, and then exhale, bend into the left knee. Walk your hands to the front of your mat. Plant your palms, step back to a plank pose. Take a vinyasa if you want, or skip it and just go right to downward facing dog. Couple of breaths in down dog. All right, your right leg is going to lift. Step your right foot forward between your hands, and then just like you're taking a big step, press your right foot into the ground to come into standing splits at the top of your mat.
If you want to get out of the pose to grab your blocks, you can do that. Otherwise, let the head drop down. Think more about folding over the right leg than getting the left leg up in the sky. All right, left foot is going to come down to meet the right. Take a halfway lift and forward fold. Bend at the ankles, knees, and hips and rise to Utkatasana. And then anchoring into your feet, reach all the way up. Maybe you catch a little back bend at the top. And then exhale, hands to heart, arms to your sides, Tadasana. All right, inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, right hand down, left arm over. Inhale, reach back up, all 10 fingers reach. As you exhale, hands to heart center, step your left foot back. High crescent, arms float up. All right, straighten through the right leg. Turn your toes to the left, toes out, heels in, bend your knees, bend your elbows. So this time, again, you can stay just as you are, or keeping the knees bent, you're just going to inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky, and then exhale, pull down, feel the shoulder blades draw together. 2 more times if you're going. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull down, elbows to that 90 degrees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull down. Good. Inhale, straighten through the legs, arms reach right to left. Kick your heels to the right. Reach your left fingers forward, right hip hikes, and then left hand down, right hand high. So again, block is a great option here. And then right arm reaches overhead. On your exhale, look down at your left foot, turn towards the back of your mat, bend into your left knee. Blocks under both hands perhaps as you gaze forward, and then exhale, straighten through the left leg. Tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, bend, open through the chest, and then exhale, draw in, stretch through the left hamstring. One more time, exhale, bend, and inhale, straighten, or I might have had those mixed up, but either way, now we're in a pyramid variation. Maybe the blocks walk back a little bit. Make sure you're not locked out in your left knee joint. All right, and then inhale your way to bend into the left knee. Set the blocks just off to the side. Hands come to the inside of the left foot. Walk your hands to the right, parallel your feet, halfway lift spine, and then exhale to soften and fold. So maybe you find a different variation here. Maybe your hands come behind your back and you interlace your fingers. Maybe your hands walk, or your fingers turn the opposite direction of your toes and you walk your hands underneath you more so you can deepen into the fold. It's really whatever you want to feel. Two more breaths. All right. Inhale back through the center and then exhale, bend into the right knee. Good. Inhale back through center, exhale, bend left. Now this time, take your left hand and tent it out to the side, so you're kind of pressing your left tricep into the inside of your left foot, or left thigh. Right hand is going to go up to the sky for a twist. Good, and then exhale, come down. Inhale, come back through the center, and then exhale, bend into the right knee, left toes go up. Right hand tends off to the side, press the tricep into the thigh. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And then exhale, left hand comes down, turn towards the front of the mat, step back to a high plank. Vinyasa if you would like. Downward facing dog is where we land. All right, as you're ready, left leg is going to lift. And then step the left foot between the thumbs. Press more into the left foot again to lift the right leg up, coming into your standing splits. Great, and then right foot is going to come down to meet the left. Take a halfway lift and forward fold. Rise and reach all the way out and up. And then sit down, Utkatasana. All right, inhale, reach all the way up to the sky, stretch up tall, and exhale, hands to heart center. Let your arms hang at your sides in Tadasana. So just a couple of breaths here. All right, so if you have your yoga blocks, you're going to want to go ahead and grab those and just put those at the top of your mat. I would recommend like the highest height. We'll come back to our Tadasana pose. Reach your arms all the way up to the sky, and then exhale, forward fold. Take a halfway lift. And from here, you're just going to bring your hands to the blocks if you've got them. If you don't have them, your hands can just tent out in front of you. And you're just gonna extend the left leg back. So coming into like a standing L shape. So a lot of times we wanna open up the left hip here. So you're gonna wanna try to make it so it's balanced from right to left. It's just a warrior 3 variation. Good, and then from here, right hand is going to stay on the ground or stay anchored into the block. Left hand is going to come to the left hip. And you're going to start to steer the left hip open on top of the right. Your left hand can stay on your left hip, or you can reach your left arm up to the sky. Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon. All right, from here, we're gonna bend into the the right knee. Start to reach your left foot back, land for a warrior 2. So just settle into your warrior 2 here. Connect to your breath. Good, and then flip your front palm, tip all the way back to peaceful warrior. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground. The back heel will pop up. Lower your back knee down. So heel toe your right foot over to the right edge of your mat, coming into a lizard pose, but we're going to find a little movement here first. So left hand is going to ground. Your right hand is going to reach forward. And then like a big swimming backstroke, you're going to reach all the way back as you twist and open. You might let your right knee jut off to the right a little bit. As you exhale, close the knee, bring your right hand to the ground, and then inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, draw in, bring the right hand back. Inhale, open up. So you can stay just like this, or bend your left knee, bring your right hand to your left foot. If you can't access that, you could grab a strap or like a piece of clothing, and then push your foot into your hand so it sort of opens the right shoulder a little bit more. Good. And then without a slingshot, you're going to release the left foot. Right hand is going to come to the ground. You can keep your hands right at the ground if you'd like, or you can bring your elbows and your forearms down. We're going to hold here in this lizard. If you've got the blocks, you could bring your elbows and your forearms to the blocks. And then just take some time to just draw in. Sometimes I like to have a little side-to-side sway, sort of opening up the hips, opening up the left psoas, left hip flexor. And just connect to your breath. Maybe consider your intention. All right. From here, we're going to bring our hands back to the ground if they're not already there. And then heel toe your right foot back to the center. So you're framing your foot. And then just for fun, we're going to reach the arms up to the sky for Anjaneyasana again. So you might stay right here, or cactus shape your arms like we've done. Stretch up out of the waist and open through the chest. Like this willingness to open to something new. Good, and then reach up, gaze forward. As you exhale, hands come down, and we're going to come back to that half splits. So we've opened up the hamstrings quite a bit, so if you'd like, you can come into a full split. So that just looks like sliding your heel a little more forward and sliding your left leg a little more back. If you have a yoga block, you can take that and put that right underneath sort of your left sitting bone, underneath your left hamstring, and it allows you to set yourself down so that you can access your degree of your splits without having to hold yourself up as much. It actually lets your body relax into the pose a little bit more. If you're just in the half splits, that's awesome. That's a great place to be too. And you might find over time you have a little more accessibility to extend a little bit more. All right, so you can stay, if you're in half splits, stay there. If you're in full splits, you can stay there. Otherwise, inhale to lift the chest, and then exhale, lower the chest, fold over your right leg. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold. Holding for, let's say, 3 breaths. Great, so if you're in the fold, you're gonna start to make your way up. If you're in the full split, start to slowly bend into the right knee. And then we're going to plant the palms, step back to downward facing dog. And then if you want to take a little flow here, you can. Great. And then from here, let's just take a moment to check in with a child's pose. So knees down, toes together, child's pose. We'll get to the other side in a moment, but just notice the difference between right and left. Imagine it feels fairly wildly different. Sometimes it's nice to pause in between sides on a sequence so you really can feel where the practice has resonated and how it's changed the body. All right, and then let's rise up, tabletop, curl the toes under, down dog. As you inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, and look forward, and then travel to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift and forward fold. Let's rise and reach all the way out and up. And hands to heart center, arms to your sides. So just a moment to pause in Tadasana. And then reach your arms up to the sky. Fold yourself forward. Take a halfway lift, and then your hands are going to either come to the blocks or just tenting your fingers out in front of you so your hands are underneath your shoulders. And then we're just going to lift the right leg back behind us, stretching your right foot away from your crown of your head. Balance the hips from right to left, just a standing L. So think about hugging the inner thighs together. And then think about shifting the weight into either the left hand on the block or the left hand on the ground. Right hand comes to the right hip as you open up into your balancing half moon. Once you kind of have that positioning of the open hips, maybe the right hand reaches up. Just breathing with whatever your experience is. Good, and then soften through your left knee. Right foot is going to reach back, land for warrior two. And then the front palm will flip, tip back, reverse your warrior. And then with an exhale, cartwheel your hands down, frame the left foot, back heel pops up. And then you're gonna heel toe the left foot over to the left, lower your back knee down, pat it if needed. Right hand steps off to the right, and then reach your left hand forward, swim it all the way up and back. As you twist open, maybe the left knee goes out to the left a little bit. Exhale, left hand comes to the top of the mat again. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, draw in. And then inhale, open. So you can hang here or bend the right knee, squeezing the hamstring. Grab your right foot if you can with the left hand, and then press your foot into the hand to open up the left chest and the left shoulder. All right, and then nice and slowly release the foot, bring your left hand back, and then head into your version of lizard. So hands can stay high, maybe on blocks, or you can bring the elbows down with the forearms, maybe the blocks are underneath that. And then just allow yourself to go in here, maybe the eyes close. 2 more breaths. All right, and then let's bring hands back to the ground if they're not already there. You're just going to heel toe your left foot back to the center. And then when you're ready, reach your arms all the way up, Anjaneyasana. So let yourself sink into it here. You can stay just like this, or goalpost the arms and stretch and lift the heart up. Making sure that you're not collapsing into your back, but that you're stretching up and out of it. And then inhale, reach up, gaze forward. Exhale, hands come down to frame the foot, and we straighten through the left leg. So half splits again, or maybe you want to just tease out a little bit more of a full split. So it could just be like walking your left heel a little more forward. Maybe curling the right toes under and lifting the right knee back. Maybe a block comes underneath to support. I don't think I said it on the first side, but you could absolutely put blocks on either side of you as well. And then just notice the feelings of discomfort that might come in such a pose, right? Can you breathe into it? You can. All right, and then if you're in the full splits and you want to go on a little bit more, find a little bit more movement, you're going to inhale to lift the chest, and then exhale, fold over the left leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, wave the chest down. One more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, fold over the left leg, and then we'll be here for 3 breaths. Again, if there's pain, right, there shouldn't be a burning, it's just a discomfort. Shouldn't be anything that's like causing you major distress. All right, and then slowly starting to lift the chest if you're in the fold. If you're in the full splits, carefully come out, half split, start to rock into the left knee. And then we plant the palms, step back. If you want to take a flow here, you can. Otherwise, we'll meet in a child's pose. And then from your child's pose, walk the hands back. You can shift the hips to one side, legs out to the other. Toes are going to come to the very top of your mat. Feet planted about hips width. Lift the chest, lift the arms, and then slow and steady, come all the way onto your back. Stretch out long, full body stretch. And then the knees draw in. Gather your, shins or your knees with your hands. Find a little sway side to side. And then if you want it, happy baby. Bending your knees, bringing the feet up to the sky. Maybe you can catch the outsides or insides of your feet. If that's not accessible, you can grab the ankles or even the calves. And then release the feet, bring the knees back together. We're going to have our arms come out to a T, or maybe that cactus shape would feel good. Lower your toes down like you're dipping your toes in water. Shift your hips to the right, and then let the knees gently fall to the left. Maybe the gaze goes to the right, maybe your eyes close. 2 more breaths. All right, and then let's bring it back to the center. Press your feet into the ground to lift and shift the hips to the left, and then let the knees gently fall to the right. And then let's bring it back to the center. If you want to hug your knees in, you can. Otherwise, keep your feet on the ground, soles of feet together, knees open wide for Supta Baddha Konasana. Your arms might stay in that cactus position. If you want to grab the blocks and place them underneath your knees or your thighs, if you have those. Otherwise, allow the eyes to close here. Connect to your breath, beginning to let any control of the breath go and just allow a nice, full, even, deep breath cycle. And if this feels great in your body, you are welcome to finish class in this position. Otherwise, bring the knees together and allow the legs to extend long. Let the feet splay open. Let your arms rest out to the right and the left, palms up to the sky. And then just notice all the places that you are connected to the ground. Feeling the support of the earth below you. Maybe feeling the presence and the power of the moon above you. Under the dark of the new moon, allow yourself to be reborn and your intentions to take root. Believe in your being, your vision, and your worth. Set your focus now on your intentions and honor the nurturing process. Let go and allow your creative energy to provide sustenance for the fruit you will be bearing. Own your magic and your light, for that is what will guide you home.
even on the darkest nights. I will leave you as you are. It is my honor and my privilege to serve and guide. I wish you well. I wish you peace. Namaste.